Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Coders Lobby. Today we are going to discuss about the range object. So what is the range object? Range object is the representation of cell or cells. It is the most important property of Excel VBA. In this video lecture we are going to cover different properties and method of range objects. So let's first go through with all the properties or methods which we are going to cover. Those properties are cell, declare range object, select, rows, columns, copy paste, clear and count. These 8 properties which we are going to cover. So let's get started without wasting any time. So our first property is cells. We'll continue with the cells first. So what are the cells? Cells are the intersection of row and columns. Suppose we want to set a value at row 3, column 2. So how we can do? For that we'll use cells inside the parenthesis. First we will pass the row index and second we'll pass the column index, and we'll use dot value property and the value what we want to set. Suppose we want to set the value is 10. So let's move to the Excel. You can see as I clicked on cells macro, the value at row 3 column 2 is set as 10. So that's how we can use the cells to set the value at any row or column. We can use cells with the object range. So let's see how we can do that. First we'll comment this line, and in the second line we'll use a range object, and inside the range first parameter we will pass the cells, and inside this we will pass the column index and row index, but this parameter in this range will work as the row index. So let's pass cells 1 comma 1, and from this cell we want to set the value to the column index cells 1 comma 5, and let's close the parenthesis for range also and use dot value property, and we want to set the value in this range also 10. So let's move to the Excel and try to run the macro again. So you can see as I clicked on cells macro, the value from cell 11 to cell 15 is set as 10. So that's how we can use cells with the object range. Now we'll move to our next property, which is declare range object. So how we can declare the range as an object? To declare the range as an object, first we need to specify the range. So for that, first we have to create a variable of type range. So let's create it. Dim rng as range, and now we'll specify the range. So set rng is equal to range a1 to e5. Now let's close the parenthesis, and in the next line we'll write range dot value property. We want to set the value from a1 to e5 as 10. So let's move to the Excel. You will see as I will click on declare, the value from A1 to E5 will be set as 10. You can see as I clicked on declare, the value from A1 to E5 is set as 10. So that's how we can declare the range as an object. Now let's move to our next property, which is select. So select property is mainly used to select a cell, a range, a row, or a column. So let's write a code to understand how we can use select property. For that, we'll copy the same code from declare range object macro and paste it in the select example sub procedure, and let's remove this code, and instead of using this we'll use dot select property. And now let's move to the Excel and run the macro for select. So let's run and see the result. You can see as I click on select, the range from A1 to E5 is selected. So that's how we can use the select property. Now it's time to move on our next property, which is row. How we can use row property? So row is basically used to give the access on any row. How we can use row? Let's move to the Excel view, and here to see the row property, we'll copy the same code from this and paste it in the sub procedure row example. Let's paste it, and instead of using select we'll use dot rows property, and inside this I'll pass the row index at which we want to work, and we'll select this row. Now let's move to the Excel and run the macro. Here, as I will click on row, you will see row 3 will be selected. So you can see, as I have clicked on row macro, the row 3 is selected. Same like the row, we can use the columns. So copy the same code and paste it in column, and I will replace the rows with column. So let's move to the Excel, and you will see as I will click on columns, column C will be selected. So you can see column C is selected now. That's how we can use rows and column. So our next property is copy paste. We have two ways to copy paste from one location to other. We'll see both one by one. Let's continue with the first method. So let's move to the Excel VBA and try to write the code for this. So for this, I'll copy the code from column example to copy paste example, and we have to remove last line from this. So let's remove this, and we have to select this range first. So let's select the range, copy and paste dot select, and in the next line we'll copy this range, rng dot copy. After this we have to select the location where we want to paste this data. So I will select range a7 dot select, and in the next line we'll write active sheet dot paste. So let's move to the Excel and run the macro. Now I am in the Excel and I will run the macro. You will see the range A1 to E5 will be pasted at another location. You can see the range from A1 to E5 is pasted at another location. So that's how we can copy and paste from one location to another location. This is the one way to copy paste the data. Now let's see the another way how we can copy paste the data. So for that we'll comment this, and we will use range a1 to e5 dot value is equal to range a7 to e11 dot value. Now let's move to the Excel and try to run the macro again. You will see as I will click on copy paste, the range will be pasted at another location. You can see the range A1 to E5 is equal to range A7 to E11. That's how we can also copy paste the data. Now our next property is clear. Suppose we want to clear the data from A7 to E11. For clear the content, we also have two ways. So let's see one by one. Suppose we have some content in range A7 to E11 and we want to clear this content. So for that, we will use this much of code from that line and paste it below, and we'll use dot clear contents property to clear the content. Now let's move to the Excel and try to run the macro. As you I will click on clear, you will see the range from A7 to E11 will be cleared. You can see there is no data. So that's how we can clear the content. Now let's move to the another way. For that we will comment this line and we will copy this much of code and paste it below and change the range value A1 to E5 and set dot value property is equal to null. Now let's run the macro again. You will see the value from A1 to E11 will be null. There is no data in this range. So that's how we can clear the content. Now let's move to our last property, which is count. Count is mainly used to count the number of rows, columns and cells in a given range. Suppose we want to count the number of columns, rows and cells in this range. So for that we'll use message box and we'll use number of rows and use ampersand and paste the copied code here, and we'll use dot rows dot count. Same like this we can count the number of columns. So for that we'll copy the same line and paste it here. We'll remove rows with columns, and also here we'll remove rows with columns, and we want to count the number of cells also. So for that we'll copy this code and let's paste it here and use cells, and let's remove the column. Now let's move to the Excel and run the macro. You will see as I will click on count, the number of rows is 5. Let's click OK. The number of columns is 5 and the number of cells is 25. That's how we can use the count property. Thanks for watching the video. I hope the video is useful for you. Like and share the video and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you don't miss any update when we post our videos to our channel. So we will meet in our next video. Till the time, bye bye.